yet, don't you?
Yes.
Yet.
I actually decided a couple of months ago that I was going to come to this council meeting and not speak. I think it was about a month ago, I left here and I said to my good friend Ken, I said, do you know what, Ken? I said, I think I'm finished. Finished with that council. I said, I can't stand all this online. I said, it's, you know, nothing's getting done. And then, of course, the bullying protocol came into force. I'm sorry to say it, but every single councillor here should hang their heads in shame, because everybody, sadly, voted for it. There's only one reason that you brought that into power, and that's because you're all power crazy. You want to stay in power, and you want to shut anybody else up. But the problem is, people have got very short memories. Councillor Gardner, you forget that you used to stand here and you used to abuse the old council, and you thought it was fine then. But suddenly when you get a little bit stick, because people don't quite like what you're doing, you start sending letters. What you said to my good friend Ken, that he was partly the cause of somebody else's mental illness last week, and you asked him if he was proud of it. You asked him if he was proud of that. That was a disgraceful comment. My good friend Ken, no more part of anybody else's mental illness than he could fly off the moon. Councillor Davey, she forgets. 10 months I stood up and I supported her. 10 months I spoke in her favour against the old council when they accused her of misdemeanours. 10 months on the trot, that's all forgotten. Councillor Davey doesn't even acknowledge me now, let alone speak to me. I've seen this council for the true people that you are, I'm afraid. No doubt you want to give letters out to as many people as you can to stop anybody coming in here. You'd be quite happy just to sit in here on your own. So let's just talk about the protocol for one moment. My understanding is that you get one letter, then you get another letter. And if you still misbehave, you get a third, which might ban you from coming to council meetings and everything else. But is that being followed, or are we missing out stage 2 with certain people? Because my understanding is that some people have been banned even before stage 2 has been implemented. I never ever thought I would see councillors that were worse than the worst of the last lot. But sadly, there is. I actually am going to apologise tonight, not to anybody in this room, but I'm going to apologise to the old council. Because looking back, hindsight is a wonderful thing. I really thought that, well, what I think now, let me talk about what I think now. I actually think that many of those councillors were actually doing the best they could for our town. And I'll tell you what, I never thought I'd say it, but I wish they were sat back in here now. And I'll tell you something else, when there's an election, I never ever thought I would ever deliver a leaflet for a Tory councillor, but I'll tell you what, when the election comes, I'll be delivering as many leaflets as I can. This town council is a very, very sad affair.